Hey everybody, I'm Jadles89 and I'm one of the dungeon masters here for the Puffins of Doom. I'm also the creator of the Tiermora world, so I'm really excited to be able to share that with you guys and with my players. And I know that they're excited to be able to share their characters with you. First, there's a couple of things that I wanted to address before we got down to the video. Number one, just again, thanks for being here. It means a lot to us. Secondly, if you like what you see, feel free to join us on our community Discord. You can find a link to it on our website at www.puffinsofdoom.com or down in the description link below. Third, we may have goofed up a little bit. Well, I guess there's really no may to it. We definitely goofed up. The audio for our first VOD has an echo to it because we left a tab unmuted, and we were not as thorough as we should have been during our first live stream. That being said, we have taken great strides to improve our stream. Every time we do a new one, we have done something to improve either our overlay, our audio, our video capture. So we're doing everything that we can to move forward. So we appreciate your patience if you decide to tough it out with the first one, and we appreciate your understanding if you decide to give it a skip and go straight to episode 2. In the meantime, I guess I'll just get out of the way so you can actually enjoy the video or skip to the next one. Thanks. All right. Oh, okay, we're good. You hit the button.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we are diving into the first Puffins of Doom stream in a long time for D&D. It's been quite a minute, and we're going back into the world of Tiermora, which I'm not sure that many of those VODs still exist anymore, but I think a few do. So from the last time. So welcome. If you're watching this later, if you're watching this now, if people want to watch this. But so we're jumping in a little bit after the first couple of sessions. So what I would like to do, just to go ahead and get us started, so that everybody has a good reference point as to who our characters are to our players. I would say start in alphabetical order, but then I have to keep up with the alphabet. Blind Tom. Blind Tom, would you mind telling us a little bit about you, your character?
Oh, my character. All right, Satan. My character is a wizard. His name is Kerik Dunkandarak. He is basically he's a wizard that has been in a group that protects the township's coin and even goes as far as acts as jailers. So they specialize in locks and keeping things that are secret. He has joined this group to go out with them to basically learn. He wants to explore. He has spent enough time locked up and doing the deeds of his clan that he now wants to go out and venture out and possibly become a better wizard than he already is not.
All right, thank you. And next would be Bubbaloo for the win.
Okay, what's up? Um, my character, I'm playing Dee McAlliston, monk. That is a very special monk to my heart right now. Very like me. He's trying to prove his independence from his family. He's a noble, comes from money, and he's trying to prove it to the common folk. That what he can do. He's still learning more about himself as we go, and he does really think the world does revolve around him. But yeah, the monk. Oh,
All right.
and he has a very special set of skills. He's a vegan, so he has that going for him too.
I think it's a life choice, not a skill set.
Well, he thinks it's a skill set.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, but that's Dee Dee.
All right. Next would be Lawson. Over there for me, but I think over here, no one's over there for me on here. Everyone's that way.
See, I'll be playing Krillock, a ancestral guardian barbarian turtle from the little island of Hanana. Which, if you actually look at the map, you can kind of see it like right in front of the front paw of the turtle-looking island. He's a sailor by trade. He used to run a little ferry back and forth from Hanana to the mainland, and he may have gotten into some shady dealings. So now he delivers packages for some of the more shadier folk from other areas.
All right. Okay. So that takes us from Lost over to Pippi.
So I play Lily, who is an artificer rock gnome, and she was an orphan who was found by an herbalist. So obviously she became an alchemist, and she's very intrigued in learning about everything and figuring out how things work. Her and Krillock were acquaintances and friends for a long time, and she decided to accompany Krillock on his latest adventure of delivering a package.
All right. And finally, last but not least, Runite.
Hello, I'm going to be playing Ilsa Hastings, a human fighter who's a noble knight of Providence. She's tagging along with this group so she could have a little bit of her and get away from the city, as it were. Nothing too crazy right now.
Awesome. All right, so now that we have the context of our party here, just to do a quick, because I'm going to try to make this a very brief. We've done a few sessions. I'm going to try to summarize this, so that it's pretty quick. Sorry, I just got distracted. I think so. You know you're distracting me. Let me see. Is that a no go? All right.
Later.
Well, we got a few people in here that are. So I know that Tom and Pippi both are. So we've got that. So the party all found themselves at the beginning of this adventure in Gregorius Gifts and Gadgets, a very exuberant yet old gnome who specializes in mechanical tinkering, where our dear Lily, the rock gnome, played by Pippi, is an apprentice. And there was a meeting scheduled, unbeknownst to her, by Krillock and an individual that he was supposed to be dropping a package off to. So once unfortunately on that day there was quite a thunderstorm that caused people to be taking shelter. So our wonderful group of adventurers found themselves all inside this small shop whenever Krillock's package contact to hand the package off to, excuse me, arrived, and they had a side meeting when surprisingly a Cambion who had come in under the guise of a normal person dropped their disguise and attempted to take the package from our party by force. At the time, the party was just sort of protecting, obviously fighting against a devil, Cambion devil that popped up in the middle of a store, but the party came together, agreed that they were going to, upon finding a note in the deceased package taker's pocket. I don't really know a good word for package taker, but in their pocket they found a note saying that the package was going to Broken Tusk, and they picked up the package and decided that they were going to be taking it farther on its journey to Broken Tusk. They have met up with a caravan on the way out of town with Benoit and Alphonse. Oops. A caravan with Benoit and Alphonse, who were making their way to catch a ship in Cayman's Folly. So the party has decided that they, after traveling with Benoit and Alphonse for roughly half the trip that they needed to, a little bit less than half the trip that they needed to, in order to get back to Krillok's vessel, so that he can take them the rest of the way over to Broken Tusk. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So I've got 2 kids tonight that I wasn't expecting to have the first night that we were doing this, and they're upstairs hollering. Thank you. So so now they've parted ways at the edge of the swamp that is going to lead to the crossing to Hanana. And if I remember right, it was a relatively uneventful night at the swamp. There was some stuff that happened on the road, but I don't know that there's anything that must be mentioned around that. But yeah. So we'll pick up with the party. I know it's been a little bit since the last we played, but we'll pick up with the party as dawn breaks the next day. You had camp through the night. It was restful to the extent that it can be restful, as you found that the swamp at night is not just eerie, but absolutely uncomfortable.
I did not pack for this.
Oh, my back. I've not had to sleep outside of a bed in forever.
We're talking about this ground is nice and soft and mushy. It's perfect.
You sleep in a shell.
Yeah.
Oh,
A little yoga might help you.
oh. I'm gonna get up and who wants breakfast, huh? Who wants some breakfast? Go on. I'm gonna go around and anybody hungry besides me?
Yeah. I am.
So I'm going to go and start making some breakfast. I'm gonna fire up the my cooking skills over on the fire. I'm gonna break out my little spice thing there that was made for me. I have a like a spice, like a salt grinder sort of thing that looks like a little pig, and it was made for me by a member of the group, and I'm gonna use that. Let me do the roll here on.
Don't forget to load it first, otherwise it just doesn't work. I mean, I
Oh yeah,
remember that.
it's loaded. It's already loaded. It's been loaded. So I'm gonna. Oh, as I'm cooking. I'll make the roll here as everybody else is moving.
Give the old Spice Weasel a twist.
Oh yes, the little spice weasel, little twist.
Could you grill me up some cabbage?
Cabbage. You got it. Cabbage. I'll start grinding up some.
How are you gonna prepare that cabbage?
You're gonna boil it. What else do you do to cabbage?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just curious. Like, if you're gonna, do something.
While he's cooking, can I try and look at some of these plants around the swamp, not too far away?
Yeah, sure. Certainly. Give me a oh my goodness. Nature or are you
I see nothing. I know nothing.
You're horrible at naturing.
The plant life in the swamp that you're in is as you're looking more closely, you can see that kind of that stench that's in the air, because there's a lingering stench that exists in the swamp, and you can see that it's a lot of that is honestly just like decay of plant life. It seems like there's a lot of decay going on in the plants around this forest, but not really able to find anything. You're a little distracted, but once you figure that out, it's kind of like a ooh, gross.
Krillic, are you sure we're gonna be able to like forage for food? I feel like this was a poorly planned excursion.
I'll look up at you with like moss or whatever hanging out my mouth. What's wrong with what's around us? Plenty of food. Look. Come on,
I
pull
agree
some
with
bark off
you.
the tree and start chewing on bark.
I agree with what you're choosing. I just don't like the way it's being prepared.
I'm going to turn quickly. Is there something specific that you would like to have there, Dee Dee?
I don't know. I've always just had the food placed in front of me. I don't know how it got there or what the process that happened to get there.
Well, I mean, is there a particular thing you like? I mean, we don't really have much in the way of rations here, but maybe I can make something for you.
I mean, as long as it came from an animal or was an animal at one time, no faces.
Boiled cabbage. That's what you're getting. I'll put some more cabbage into the pot for him.
All right, and just to kind of chime in, just to interject for a moment, Carrick, I like what you're doing here. I like that you're using your spice weasel, but you're missing a very important step with using the spice weasel. That it's completely ineffective without.
Well, it's loaded with spices,
It is loaded. That's step one. Step two is the turning of the weasel. You should I mean, you're familiar with your item. Just refamiliarize yourself with your items. It's important.
Okay. It has been a while. I'll look at it once again.
You're supposed to do a little jig,
No.
and you have to use your left hand.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that part. Oh, okay. So, as I'm preparing it, and I do a little twist on it, I look at it and I scream, "Bam!"
Okay.
And the spices will shoot out in a flare amongst all of the cooking that I have going on. It'll just go everywhere, and I'll sneeze. Man, this is gonna be so good.
Best.
Yeah, I forgot about the bam.
It's important.
It's important.
It is. It's important. It doesn't work without the bam. All right.
Bam.
So, who's gonna be partaking of Carrick's morning meal here of what seems to be boiled cabbage?
I guess I am the only one.
I
I
am.
will definitely be.
Yova, I'm assuming you'll probably if it's the only thing he's. Are you gonna eat like a field ration or anything?
I mean, I prepared myself. I had some eggs and some bacon. I don't know about anybody else. They said boiled cabbage. There's plenty of that. I made some bacon and eggs for myself.
Okay, but you blasted it with the spice weasel as well.
Oh Lord, yes.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming that everyone would have eaten breakfast then, so it's safe to assume everyone will gain the 3 temporary hit points from eating this morning meal. So be sure to mark your 3 temporary hit points.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
they're temporary.
Yes, these are 3 temporary hit points.
As in, they last until the next day. However, once you lose them, they can't be kept.
That's why they're called temporary.
That's the temporary part of the hit point. All right.
Oh, Krillic, I made this potion for you. Just drink it in case. Not right now, but like if there's something coming to bite you, just like drink it. It doesn't last very long, and it's kind of like dark and bittery looking.
Smell it. What does it do?
Well, I noticed that you don't really like wear any of this stuff, and she like bangs her breastplate, so it'll make your shell a little bit stronger for when they like bite you and whatnot.
All right.
As we get done eating, I'm gonna stretch back and I'm gonna tap on my little rucksack that I have here. I'm gonna open it up, and out comes my owl. I'm gonna have it fly out. I'm gonna say, take a look for us and see what's around. And it's gonna shoot up in the air. And as it shoots up, I'm gonna lean back and my eyes are gonna kind of glaze over and turn white, and I'm gonna look through his eyes and see what's immediately around us. If there's any, what I'm gonna be looking for is anything threatening, anything that we should maybe avoid in the immediate area, that sort of thing. Not far, maybe out 200-300 yards in every direction.
While he's doing that, I'd like to look around to find the nicest patch of soil or grass, that has some good sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
Am I gonna be able to find that, or am I like just in knee deep?
Well, I mean, when you're talking in terms of like finding the best patch of soil that's going to get sunlight, it's a little difficult. There is a canopy that exists of there's very winding branches. However, if I'm remembering correctly, the group actually chose this spot for camping because it is a larger clearing. So it did give you a little bit more sight in the area around you. So there should be plenty of sunlight at this point. Though once you get started towards the rim of the land that you're currently on, back towards the trees, is where it starts getting more and more swampy. So I would say probably the best spot would be the center of this clearing that you're standing in.
Okay, then I'm gonna go to that center of the clearing and start my morning yoga routine.
All right. Okay.
Can
Um,
can can he show us what he's doing?
Yeah. Give us a little sample there.
I think I might break something if I try to do the crane pose.
well, do me a favor though. I do want you to do
Like
one.
something like,
Not this does not involve Babalu. This involves Dee Dee. I would like you to make a just a general wisdom check.
wisdom.
Yes, please. As far as your bird, we'll get to that in just a second. All right, never mind. Yeah. Your yoga, you feel like even though you found this spot that is the best spot that you currently have access to, you still feel like the swamp. You know it was difficult to get a night's rest comfortably the night before, and this morning you're kind of stretching out the stiffness, and you feel normal. Everything feels fine. It's just you're still have like this uneasy sensation that's sort of lingering at the edge of your mind.
I'm not vibing well.
It's preventing your chi from really flowing properly. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, gotcha.
Um, now before we go any farther, I do want to get a couple of things real quick because I have lost where I have wrote some of this stuff down already because it's been so long since we played last. I'm gonna go down in the same order that we had like who are you session. I won't just passive perceptions. Just shout it out to me real quick so that I can go ahead and write it down. So Tom, if you don't mind.
My passive perception.
Yes, please, Carrick. I'm sorry.
Whopping. It's a whopping 11. It is 11.
11. All right, Dee Dee.
Most
12.
Law, or I'm sorry, Krillock
12.
and Lily.
13.
And I think Brunite had to step away for a moment, so I'm going to try to look hers real quick. And then, if you don't mind, Carrick, I would like you to make a perception check for your owl, and I think it gets advantage.
Oh, it does. It does. Hang on, let me pull her up.
So please do that while I'm looking this up, if you do not mind,
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
and doing it well.
There we go. And I think it's got a passive.
Yeah, give me the passive on the owl.
13. 13 on the app. But I rolled
You
an
did
8.
verify that it does get the advantage on. It has advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on hearing or sight. Okay, perfect. Okay.
Yes.
So. Pay me no mind.
So then a 22 to get it.
All right, so. So, pay no attention to the creature codex. So your owl, does your owl have a name, by the way? I've forgotten to ask.
No, no, just owl.
Owl.
Does it,
Okay.
yeah, just,
So owl does a few laps through the trees, obviously trying to fly low, trying to find spots within the canopy that are visible, where it can see through the. And what you happen to notice is in the direction that you, based off the direction that you came from, the direction that you're going to be traveling in, there is a sort of lurking in the water. There's kind of like a, it's a strange, it's child-sized. It appears to be a humanoid, but it looks to be like some bizarre cross between like a turtle, a lizard, and a monkey. It's got, I'll find a reference here in just a second. I obviously was not completely prepared for this, but I wasn't expecting this to be spotted so quickly. So that's on me. It's got a beak-like mouth. It has kind of weird, scaly reptilian skin, and it looks like it has a turtle shell on its back as part of the creature itself. But there's something really strange about the head. It looks like it's got a depression in it.
something
that
else strange
filled
about
with water. Yeah, here, hold on. Let me assist.
it? Yes. Give me a card. Let me see what this thing looks like here. And as I see this thing, I'm gonna put my hand up and I'm gonna say, Krillok.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen a monkey lizard like turtle thing in these parts before?
Monkey,
Uh,
lizard, turtle. Monkey, lizard, turtle.
monkey,
And I'm gonna
lizard,
say,
turtle.
he's over there. I'm kind of point in a general direction, which I think that the owl is at this particular moment. I'm not sure if it's that direction or not. Point.
What, like a platypus?
I don't know. It's like I would say it's maybe child size. I've never seen anything like this before.
I don't see it.
Well, it's that way. How far is it away from where we're at?
Um, it seems to be keeping its distance. It's not. It doesn't appear to be maintaining a sort of a hostile presence at this point, but it's obviously lurking and obviously aware of you all. I would say it's roughly maybe 300 yards away.
Yeah, I think we should have caution. It's about 300 yards that way, and I think it might be actually stalking us. I've never seen anything like that.
Oh, one of those. Yeah. No, never seen it.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's, something to be worried about. I mean, it's small, but still, it's that way. And I'm gonna kind of just point in a general direction. I'll have the owl take a closer look, and then I'm gonna kind of
Unless you're
concentrate.
talking about a vulturtle.
Oh my God, Krilluk! Look, is this it? Is this the new toy?
That's it.
Is this the new toy? Awesome. See, because you described this weird thing. That never mind. Just forget it. Remember the platypus? Yeah.
I'll have the owl go by, one more time, a little bit,
Hearing that,
to confirm what I thought that I saw.
I'm gonna start doing the platypus pose.
The platypus pose.
Yeah.
Oh, please stand by. We are having some difficulties.
We lost one.
We did lost one. I don't think we're gonna see a return on that.
Really?
Really.
Bye bye.
Well, damn.
Yep. That's all right. Can we adjust fire on these cameras, or would it be faster? Stand by one. There's that, and back to the D and D. All right. So, so you notice as you're finishing up, as you finished your breakfast and you started to pack up your campsite. At this point, you've noticed that like you haven't noticed anything from Yulva, and as you start to look around, you see that neither Yulva nor Rosie are where you pitched your camp tent for the night. But as you notice this, Krillok and Dee Dee, you come out of your yoga and your meditation, and you see like this is, and then it kind of dawns on you, and this is you're realizing this about the time that that Carrick is explaining what I would like you. I would like you. Am I pointing the right? It doesn't matter. Screw it. I would like you, Krillok, to make a. I'm thinking. Just you know what?
Can I do a check to see if I know what this thing is? I mean, I am
Certainly.
a scholar.
You can do a nature check. Krillok, I'm thinking you could do either nature or survival. Alrighty then.
Nailed it. Let me get those crits out of the way now before a fight.
When they're useless.
No, I don't have a clue what this thing is as I'm explaining it to Krillok. And I'm sure I'll be interrupted.
Are you
So-
describing it the right way for one?
So the way he described it at first, you're kind of like a monkey lizard hybrid thing, and then as he gets to the last detail where he mentions that the top of its head has the depression and it seems to be filled with water, you're like, oh, wait, that's a kappa. You've heard of that. You've never seen one.
I've heard many tales of the Kappa, but I've never actually seen one in all my travels coming back and forth through these swamps. You actually see one?
I'm gonna give you a little bit more because you did roll a crit, obviously. So let me give you a little bit more before you start getting into it with them. All right. So you know that Kappa tend to be they're like an impish face spirit. All right. So they typically live in rivers, lakes, and swamps. They're exceptionally mischievous, and they are particularly fond of more lewd tricks. They love childish pranks, and they love to pick on things that travel too close to where they call home. Now, the other very important there's three more very important details that you're going to get, okay? First of all, they love the taste of horse and cow flesh. That is That's something that they see as a particular delicacy. The second thing is that you know that the source of any Kappa's power is the bowl, like the bowl of water on top of its head. It's part of it itself as a creature. So you know that as it's emptied, their impulse is that they have to fill it again from their home source, which you assume at this point would be the swamp. So as the source of its power. If it's emptied, it's something that they feel the absolute impulse to fill it again. Thirdly, the Kappa's favorite food is a cucumber. Those are the three things that you get about Kappas.
Go ahead and paraphrase all that back to everybody else. Basically, what I know of the Kappa is the source of power is in the water in their head. They like cucumbers, cows, and horses.
I'm gonna look around and notice that the at this time I'll come out of my glance here in my daze, looking through the owl's eyes, and I'll be standing there with my bag open, waiting for the owl to shoot back in. Horse meat, and I'm gonna look around, and I don't see a horse anywhere, and I don't see the rider. What happened to? And then the owl's gonna shoot right back into my satchel. Should we be worried about this thing, Krillock?
I don't think we should be as worried as others.
What do you mean others?
Well, I mean, did you have a
Where's-
horse?
Where's Rosie?
Good point. I'm gonna look around, eating my bacon and eggs. I don't have a clue. Dee Dee, how is your cabin?
Even if it was bad, I'd lie to you. So just know that, you know.
Are you saying that out loud?
No, I'm not saying anything.
Saying that out loud?
No, I'm not saying anything. It was okay.
Can I roll an insight on that?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, are you
Losing roll.
are you lying? Are you lying to him there?
Yes.
All right, then I would like for you to roll a deception, please, to contest this insight. You believe him.
Oh, glad you like it, Dee Dee. I'll make it for you every morning.
Yeah, I worded that wrong. I was just saying I was going to lie. That's what I meant.
Yeah. I'm gonna pat you on the shoulder and thank you for the wonderful words.
So we're not concerned that the horse and Yola are gone, and I don't think there's a note. But it was kind of weird that there was a
close
noble
to you
here.
guys when you guys were talking about this? I don't even know if I was in earshot or not.
Oh yeah, we're all sitting around. We're right around the campfire. We're eating.
So you guys were all like around me while I'm doing yoga, kind of.
Well, unless you walked away, but you just finished eating. We just spoke about it, so I would assume that you're in part of the knowing what's going on.
But no, after I finished eating, I walked off to go find
Okay. The clearing that you're in is not that big, and I'm pretty sure you set camp up in essentially the middle, so you would not have been outside of maybe 15 feet of everyone at any given moment doing what you're doing.
Okay. I would be concerned about Rosie. And
Yola.
yeah.
Well, if I had to guess, there's a Kappa out there. They like horses. I'm gonna go on and say the odds are not forever in her favor.
But do they eat people?
I don't think so. Never heard of anything about them eating people.
So she should be okay.
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, if she went to fight the Kappa after it ate her horse and it defended itself,
So, we,
Well, I mean, there's nothing we can really do, right? I mean, we don't know where she went. I
No
mean,
clue.
she's able-bodied, and I'm sure maybe she just
did she
rode
leave
back
a
in
note
time.
or something? Like, I mean, where was she sleeping?
Well, it was over there, and there would be a. I guess she would have a tent, and it would be blank at this point. And she was over there.
Yeah, you gesture where she was set up, and there's nothing left of what she had set up the night before.
So, I mean, just my thought. I mean, if I was in a hurry and my horse was, that I cared for was getting dragged off or ate or something, I don't think I'd take the time to pack.
Maybe she's just decided to go home.
This journey may have been a little too much for her.
Perhaps.
Just more room on the boat now.
I really did like that horse.
You're telling me now I have to walk through this stuff and it's like up to my head at some point? Can I fly on one of your discs?
I can carry you on my shoulders.
Oh my god, that would be awesome. Just don't drop me.
Wait, how tall are you?
I'm 3 feet.
No, not
Exactly.
you. Not, Kurlik.
Oh, well, fuck you.
Kurlik. How tall are you?
5'11",
Oh, okay.
450 pounds.
You're buoyant.
Very.
Okay, I think that settles that.
So, you guys ready to go, or should we look around? What do you think? Tell you what, we'll leave a note here on the tree. She comes back.
I mean, if her tent's gone, and I think she just left.
All right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We could leave a note and we can't dwell. I mean, we can't dwell. We got to move on. So.
Wait, don't you have that? Oh no, that was your buddy at the shop that did that bird thing. Or do you do that?
They're,
Or was that your bird or was that his
they're
bird?
broken. I don't.
My owl.
No. Took the message to my parents.
Oh,
Yeah,
not
that was my buddy at the shop. Yeah, that was Randy Krieger. Yeah.
Okay. Well. I don't like scarring a tree, but okay.
So we're gonna sneak around, right? We're gonna go slow and around, or we're just gonna like plow into this thing because it's in our way.
I mean, Krillak, are these things dangerous? I mean, should we avoid it? I mean, we know the direction. It's over there, and I'm going to point the general area where I knew it.
It ate cucumbers and horses and some cows.
Yes.
Yep.
Do you by any chance have a cucumber in your satchel?
Oh, do I?
I would think I would. I was come prepared to cook. I would think I would have a cucumber. I would think. What do you think, there, DM? Would you be okay with me of having a I would a chef. I would have some things.
I would say there's probably a 75% chance that you would have left with a cucumber, and that Krillok would not have eaten it yet. So let's do a D100.
Oh shit! Wrong one. Hang on. Oh shit! Wrong one. Hang on. There you go. I had a cucumber. Now, did he eat it?
Well, no, it was a 75% chance that you would have it, and it had not been consumed.
You had that the whole time?
I had it hidden well. That's terrible.
That might have that would have gave your cabbage an extra little. Just saying.
Well, if you would have said you wanted some cucumber in it, Edie, I would have chopped up a
All,
cucumber.
all you said you were giving was boiled cabbage. That's
I ask you. You didn't say. You should learn to free think a little bit more. Were you were you like were you pampered as a child?
I had a maid that did pamper. And I had a cook.
Wait, you had somebody that cooked food for you?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes total sense. Well, I'll make sure to help you keep fed.
Put it
For
on
now,
a plate and
I'm gonna start
brought it
to
to me in front of my seat.
pulling together my utensils and putting them in the bag, getting ready to go.
I'm gonna grab Lily, throw up on my shoulders, and ready.
Good, I guess so.
All right.
So, as a quick question, as an important note, so you pulled this? Have you been brandishing this cucumber around, like just like brandishing the cucumber, or is it like ooh look, we got a
Found it.
cucumber?
No. I found it and I recognize that I have it. I'm not gonna brandish it, but I do have a cucumber. So in my mind, I'm thinking that if this thing comes after us and starts acting crazy, I am prepared to sacrifice the cucumber.
Right, so you have equipped the cucumber.
Yes, I have a sacrificial cucumber if need be.
Cucumber is equipped. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay,
This can go many ways.
he's gonna get cubed.
And I'm gonna say, what if I was to take the owl and give him the cucumber and let him fly off the opposite direction, and we'll make a dash in where we need to go and lure him off. What do you think? Is that a good idea? I think it's a good idea.
A cucumber distraction.
Yes, the great cucumber distraction. TD, you and I are on the same wavelength. I like it.
And we've all seen his bird at this point, right?
It's a beautiful bird.
The-
Beautiful.
I don't. Are you still your derp owl?
Oh, he's a beautiful derp owl.
I'm just
Yes,
wondering if everybody's seen the owl at this point.
so pretty.
yeah, I think we all have seen it.
I don't know how much faith I would put in your owl, but okay, if you think it'll work, I'll trust it this time. It worked last time.
How does it fly straight?
For the most part, yeah. It's a beautiful owl. And I'm going to pat on my bag and he'll pop out and I'll put him up and I'm going to look at him in the eyes and I'm going to say, hey, I need you to do something for me. I need you to take this cucumber and I need you to fly that way slowly and don't go too high. Just go that way with it and we're going to go this way and after so long you just fly back and find me. Oh, you beautiful little thing, you. And I'm pat him on his head.
As you're having this conversation, though, like again, you. So at this point, the cucumber is not just equipped, but it is being fully displayed. It is
Yes,
equipped and
now loaded.
Your
It is
cucumber
loaded
is
onto the owl. And away he goes.
excuse me. That's not. And the way the owl goes, and then like you see, like obviously it's creeped up forward at this point, and it sticks. You can see as just like the head of this reptilian creature is kind of like around the tree, and its head is like a little bit of water is like like dripping down its head. At this point, it's good
Oh,
day to you and you
oh,
all.
I'm gonna stand there and go, oh, you're here. Hello.
Couldn't help but smell the wonderful cooking on the air, and it's like it's looking around like it's looking for something. Its little like beady red eyes like darting around in the clearing. Um,
Krilak, you didn't tell me it was a sentient being. He seems
Yeah, I was
to be.
gonna say this is pretty important right here. That it can speak.
Uh, I'm assuming that you must be the Krilok.
He's gonna gesture towards you, and he's gonna like do like a hand wave bow, not like a full bow, keeping its head proper, but like a hand wave.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I couldn't help but see it's very rare that there are travelers that go through the swamp here, and I was thinking maybe you had found yourself lost or in need of some guidance in your direction. Hmm.
No, I'm pretty confident in where we like my way through these swamps. I traverse them quite often.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. So you don't need any help with anything or like some assistance by any means at all. Was there someone? Was there someone else with you?
Did
Because
you
I'm
eat a horse?
missing. Eat a horse. Why would I eat a horse? No, no, no. Did you have a horse?
No, we didn't have a horse.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Why is are you in the market for a horse?
Uh, well, I mean, I wouldn't say in the market, really. I travel light, so not really a whole lot to trade except for, some help in the swamps. But that being said, I mean, if you had an extra horse, I'd be happy to take it from you.
In hearing this, I'm going to like I'll stay silent, but I'll like focus on the owl, and I'm going to tell him bring back the cucumber. The horse and the owl is going to spin around and start flying back at this point. So it'll take a few seconds.
Oh, that's cool. That's a neat trick. That must be your owl? That's neat. That's awesome.
You're not going to eat my owl, are you? And what's your
No.
name?
I don't really. It's not often. I think it was Zard or Zarp, something like that. It's been a while.
I'm going to look at the group. Zard.
Just Zard. Zard's fine. Zard's good. What's that you got there?
Who's he talking
What are you
to?
looking at?
He is looking at Carrick as he just retrieved the cucumber from the owl. I think he's talking, but we can't hear him.
Yeah. Sorry. The owl will come back, and I'll put the cucumber in my hand, and I'll open up the bag, and then goes the owl, and I'm going to put the cucumber in my little food pouch. Nothing. It's just food. Just food. Yes. Just food. So my name is Carrick, and I'll bow to him as he sort of half bowed.
A pleasure.
And he's gonna like you see him start to bow and then realize that like he adjusts his head a little bit.
And that's interesting. I notice you have like a little cavity full of water there. What's with the It appears you don't want to spill it. What is the purpose of it?
It's my head.
Right, but you're trying not to spill the water. It's quite noticeable. I can see that.
Well, I mean, respectfully, you're not like, trying to spill your brain out on the ground either, right? I mean, different anatomies in the world, but fair.
Fair enough. I would say that's it's unique. It's just unique. I've never seen anything like you before. I'm fascinated.
Oh well.
And you know your way through the swamp very well, it seems. I know that our good friend here, the turtle, and I'll motion over towards Krilak. He knows his way through the swamp as well. We're heading towards, I think we're going east at the moment. Is that right, Krilak? And I'll look over at
I'm a whisper to Carrick and say, "It's not good to body shame."
Well, I would like to speak as openly as I can. So when I say I know the swamp pretty well, I've actually just recently found myself looking for new territory of my own. Um, there's been a bit of some issues that have come around where I was denning to the south that has moved me a little bit farther north than what is typical. So I would say that I could help to an extent to not, um, die a horrible death.
Oh, you're afraid for your life.
I mean, I was pushed away from what's been my home for probably the last probably the last century.
Oh, that century. Goodness, how old are you?
Well, I've been around for a while, at least 100.
Oh, yes, you're still quite young, but that's amazing.
You look good.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, you do. You look good. Um, do you need some help with anything? I mean, it's sad that you're having such an issue.
Well, I wouldn't want to put you out, really. Considering the situation, I'll be okay. It's just the lizard folk have been a little bit more active as of late. That's kind of pushed me a little bit farther away from where I would typically be.
Oh, I mean, is it a group of them nearby?
Hey, lizard folk.
So they're not exactly nearby, but they're a couple days, maybe at times weird. Um,
Which way are they?
go to the south.
Strong word.
Oh, we're going the wrong way. We're going east. I mean, it's kind of out of our way, really.
That's a shame, but
I
it's
mean,
okay.
do you have others that are with you?
Oh no, 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 no. I lived by myself. It actually it's kind of funny. I've been I mean, truth be told, I'm a bit of a trickster. I mean, I'm not doing anything to you guys or anything. I wouldn't do that. But it's I'm so I've actually had a whole lot.
Insight check.
Please do.
Yeah,
I've spent quite a bit of
This is
time.
another piece of information someone left out too about their.
I'm
Oh
totally going.
yeah, Kappas are tricksters. Normally, I'm sure Zorg's a great guy.
Oh, how's the word?
He's totally telling me the truth. The guy is so goddamn great.
Actually, truth, like Carrick, you're unsure. You're still on the fence about this. You don't know how to feel about this. But Lily, you think that he's being forthcoming.
Oh, can I roll one too? Just
Yeah, sir. By all means.
where the fuck is insight?
Listed under the eyes.
No, I don't see.
Right above intimidation, right below history.
Crap.
And Krillock, you don't think his intent with your group was to trick you.
You know what? He's got a shell. I trust him.
That's a bit racist.
Well, plus he doesn't like lizard folk, and if you had to go through the stuff I've gone through with lizard folk, you'd understand.
Everything you that whole thing is loaded with racism.
Well, has lizard folk come through and almost committed complete genocide on your people?
What was there any type of talks or anything like try to initiate?
Have you tried talking to lizard people?
I've never. I don't think I've ever seen one.
Then you don't understand.
Would he be accepted in Hanana? Would your people like be afraid of him, or I don't know?
Oh, that's a hard no.
No, I take no insult to that, of course. As obviously, you know,
They're
me-
tricksters by trade.
I I'll say my intent was not.
Can you sell wood?
Probably not. I don't think anybody's gonna buy anything from me. I mean, I've got water in my head. It's kind of.
Well, you could use that as a selling point. Oh, are you thirsty? And you could just take a cup. You know, like a selling point. I don't.
That'd be like you trying to sell somebody your brains.
He looks
Oh,
totally
yeah.
disgusted.
I forgot. I thought I forgot. That's that. Yeah. I'm sorry. Completely forgot.
Or like, hey, would you like to buy this wood and you can gnaw on my fingernails while you're at it? That's kind of what you just basically said to him.
That'd be gross.
I am so sorry. I did not mean to disrespect you.
Well, do you like this new area of the swamp, or I don't know.
Well, not particularly. There's not really anything up here that I've found yet. So for the past, the reason it's been easy going for the past however many years, because with the lizard folk around, they've provided ample food for me to take when they're not looking, and they've, plenty of clothes to steal, misplaced, some framing, some good little harmless pranks that only a few ended with burning at stakes, but you get a few in there every now and then. So it's kind of, I didn't want to leave. It's just they've been a little bit more I don't really know the right word for it. Kind
It
of
sounds like you're doing good for yourself then. I think that you're doing good.
well, I was.
What's changed?
Well, they've been a little bit more in tune with a bit more of a primal zealot nature as of late. So it's kind of running.
I feel like you're trying to ask us something here, and you're just dancing around, and you're not asking.
Well,
So
no,
what is-
I wouldn't ask anything of you. I'm here to offer my services for you, for a guide or anything if you need it. But it seems like you don't, so that's fine.
I'm gonna turn to Krillock and just kind of give him a look as if I don't really know what to do yet. I know we're going east. I don't know if this is something that we should dwell on. He seems harmless. I'm ready to start mushing through this swamp and heading towards our destination. I don't know.
As much as I would really like to help you with your lizard folk problem, I do have something that's a little more pressing right now.
Hey, it's understandable. It's understandable. I'll
But
just,
if you happen to hang around these areas and we come back through here, there could be a chance that we might be able to help you out then.
yeah, well, this clearing seems about as good as any. And he's gonna walk around. And I'm gonna use the same insights that we were looking at before.
Wow.
So, I'm sorry. You know what? Okay, I'm sorry. I won't use the same insights. I would like for you guys to just roll insight checks. Fresh insight checks, everybody. Fresh insight checks, everybody.
There we go. That yoga's kicking in now.
Feeling zen. All right.
It's not my daddy.
So Krillock, you kind of explained it. You're obviously this talk of lizard folks got you a little bit. Your head's not all there, but the rest of you notice that as he's talking at this point, he's kind of stopped paying direct attention to you as a group, and he's looking more toward where Yilva's tent was set up and where Rosie was tied up, and he's kind of like looking around, trying to nonchalantly, casually take a look. That's fine if you guys go through. I'll set up somewhere close by here, and if you come back by again, maybe we can go deal with the lizard folk. Maybe I'll have something a little bit more to offer at that point. at that point.
Is he
Fair
drooling
enough.
yet?
What's that?
Is he drooling yet?
No, he's not drooling. He seems to be maintaining his composure very well for something that has so little interaction with people. He seems to be doing very well composure wise. But you can see as he spots something on the ground and then he just kind of like stands in the same spot and shifts his attention back to you all.
So, best of luck to you. Best of luck to you.
All right. Good luck.
Fairly.
Catch you on the way back, I guess.
Yeah, I'll be around, I'm sure. As long as those lizard folk don't come any farther out.
As long as they stay on the mainland.
Well, they've been creeping, that's for sure. Something's got it in them, I'm telling you. Something's gotten in them. There's some sort of fire that's gotten in them lately. But anyway, I'm gonna see if I can find a nice hovel to dig out.
You're hovel. Oh, hovel. I thought you said hovel. My bad.
What?
Never mind. There's miscommunication there.
Oh, I'm sorry for that.
And that could be what's all it is with the lizard people. I'm just saying.
It's not.
Mm-hmm.
Onward.
Burning turtles at the stake. Yep, that's miscommunication. All right, bye.
My one eye's gonna start turning red.
All right, so you guys press on. He seems to be heading the. You guys came from the west, yeah, yeah. So he seems to be heading in a westerly direction. As you all continue on,
No one looked for tracks, right, for the horse.
no one looked.
No, yeah.
No one looked. You could venture a guess if you wanted to. But
She went west.
All right.
Moving on.
So, eastbound and down. Let's go.
Okay. So, you start.
I still have our cucumber acrylic. You didn't see it.
Oh, he saw it. Oh, you did see the pouch that it went into.
Oh. Oh, okay. All right. Hold on.
The fastest, slowest turtle ever.
Moves quick when he wants something.
Is that at a disadvantage because I'm on his shoulders?
He doesn't have to hold you. You basically got like a whole seat up there. You got a backrest and everything.
Ooh.
Barely got by with it. It was a close call.
As he says that, I'm gonna hold up. Oh, this one.
I'm just gonna laugh, a boisterous laugh. All you had to do was ask for it. I'll give you my cucumber. If you just would have asked. I'll give you my cucumber. If you just would have asked.
Let's go.
Also, I didn't hear any note of you washing that cucumber.
Nope, and it was hidden
I
very
was
well.
eating moss off the ground of the swamp earlier.
Oh, that's
Cucumber thief.
where that cucumber was.
Cucumber thief.
Okay. So, you continue your travel to the east. The smell of decaying foliage, as well as just like the stagnant stench that exists in the air of the swamp. It's not too bad for you, Krillock, as you pass through here a few times. It's not that it's any easier on your senses. It's just that you expect it, and so it doesn't really punch you in the gut like it does everyone else. But it's not pleasant. It is not a pleasant way to travel. There's plenty of deep mud pits that if you're not paying attention where you go, you start putting your foot in, and then you're having to pull your foot out of the sucking mud that seems to be trying to draw you in. um, you make your way through the overgrown foliage, the tree branches that are intertwining over top of you, in this dark. Even though you know it's daytime as you're traveling, it seems like very little light passes through. You're passing through a more lit area, and then it just decays into darkness basically, and you're traveling your way through, and then it gets brighter again. It's not a pleasant trip. Let me get. We'll just use. Do we want to use passive perceptions? None of y'all are very perceptive. Um, Let me just get one of you to roll a perception with advantage. We'll do it that way.
I vote that would be Lily. I vote that would be Lily. Or Dee Dee. Either one.
I got a
Or-
2 to
or
that.
Dee Dee.
People are helping me.
No, they definitely are. Yeah, with advantage. I did say with advantage. So you manage to avoid any of what would be the more lethal mistakes that could be made, thanks to Krillok's help. There's a very close call with a carnivorous plant, but
Oh, don't touch that one. It's gonna snap. Oh, don't touch that one. It's gonna snap.
good save.
Come on, Curlet. You keep up. You're kind of slow.
So pretty.
Keep up. You're kind of slow.
So pretty.
Dee Dee, no, don't touch it. It's poison ivy. Come on, haven't you ever seen it?
We didn't have these plants in our garden.
You live such a sheltered life. Sure you want to be out? Well, you know it's too late for that. Just listen to what she says.
All right, so the day is drawing to what would be the end. It's proven to be a bit more difficult of a trek today. Krillok, you feel like you're going a bit slower than you were anticipating, but so far it's been not so harrowing, so that's always a plus. You know that it's time to start looking for a place to camp, though. So, in order to find a decent campsite, I am going to need, however you guys want to work this out, a survival check.
I'll take it.
The funny thing is, my survival is not that bad.
It's all right, 15.
We would be assisting, yeah.
Yeah, 15. So it's not as large as the previous clearing that you found, and in the same, it's not even a clearing. The branches are still continuing to grow over top in a canopy. However, you have found roughly 20 square feet of solid ground. And in that 20 square feet, that's off of it, you have your path that's coming up, and the other sides of it, aside from the path that you take to get onto this solid ground, the rest of it is just dingy water out on the outskirts of it. But you do have about a 20 square foot area of solid space.
This looks like a good a spot as any.
Right. As we begin to set up camp, I'm going to take 10 minutes to set up alarm. I'll cast alarm. As a ritual.
Carrick, I need to talk to you later when we're taking her. Like, she's just like kind of rambling. Can we take watch together at some point? I know. Can we take watch together at some point? Or maybe not.
I'll hold up a hand as I'm casting as to say yes. I'll hold up a hand as I'm casting as to say yes.
Sounds like it's me and you, Dee Dee.
All right. So as far as preparations for camp are concerned, so we're doing. Explain it to me. How are we prepping camp here? Explain it to me. How are we prepping camp here?
I'm going to look for the best patch of ground. You know, that's where I'm going to set up like the nicest, smoothest plot I can find.
All this is relatively close to the same.
Yeah,
You got about
this is-
20 square feet.
20 feet, right? Yeah.
20 square feet in the outside. Like I said, the path that's coming onto this, just for the sake of argument, I'll say that this was an offspring, or gosh, offspring. This was an offshoot from the path that you were taking towards the east, where it cuts up to the north just a little bit. It's off the trail that you were trying to plow to the east about 20 feet. God, 20 feet. It's a 20 square foot area after that 20 feet. But the outside of this path, you've got about a 3-foot path that leads up to this spot, and then it's like a 20 square foot rough that's surrounded by water. Just kind of like the dingy, murky water.
While Carrick is setting up his alarm, Lily wants to look around and see if there's any tracks or anything in this flat area.
Certainly.
What am I rolling?
That would be a survival. No. Doesn't seem like there's anything. Which is it. The ground here is a little bit harder than what you've been trekking through for most of the day. So it is an ideal camping location, but at the same time, it also is not. There's not dense foliage or anything that would allow a whole lot of tracking, but you don't find anything. No footprints, no broken twigs, no nothing.
Well, that being the case, if everything looks the same, I'm gonna plop right in the middle. Kind of where we'd set up campfire.
Okay.
I would assume. I'm gonna take an attempt to make the campfire.
Do you have like Flynn? I don't even know what do you have? Do you have means to make a fire in your inventory?
I don't think I do.
Are you gonna try to create a like a fire drill?
I'm just gonna like start piling rocks.
Dee Dee, you can borrow this if you want. He packed it for me before we left, and she hands him her tinderbox.
Oh, okay, I'll grab that. Kind of do the. Okay.
Does Dee Dee have any idea what that is?
I never held one before.
Like flint and
Oh
tinder?
my god, I'm gonna go over there, I'm gonna grab it and start the fire. I'm gonna try and explain to him as I'm doing it how this all works.
Oh, okay. So you don't put stone all the way in there. It's just this perimeter.
Yeah, that so it doesn't spread out
Okay.
and kill us in our sleep.
I want to say, well, this is a great teaching moment. I just want to point out that we do have a wizard that could have lit a fire like super easy if we just let him.
He's
I'll be able to
doing
try,
his
like
thing.
pull my finger like a firebolt's just itching to come out.
Just trying to be helpful, because being a team member here.
You know, I'm never one to stop someone from learning. So,
All right.
and
Well,
I'll sit around and then right before I lay down, I will, since it's an 8-hour spell, just to be sure, I will recast alarm as I get ready to drift off. Now I'll take watch with Lily.
okay.
Are we doing first or second?
Y'all can take the morning watch. Me and Didi will take the first watch.
Okay.
And
So
I'll make sure to repack my spice please
All right.
from going to bed.
Okay, so just to make sure that I'm clear on the picture that we've got going here. So we've got a campfire that's in the center of the 20-foot radius, a small campfire. Fair. So a small campfire in the center of this radius, and you are so tents. Are there tents set up as well? Are we just doing like sleeping bags out on the ground?
I
Okay.
don't.
I
I
don't
don't.
no
think I have
tent.
a tent anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yep. No.
That's okay. All right, cool. So just bags out on the ground around the small campfire, and then the alarm spell in the perimeter around what's essentially like this island, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Just realized I should have purchased a lot of things before I went on this.
Yeah, we were not really prepared for the swamp because somebody said it was a great idea.
What issues did we run into? We got to meet a new creature.
Oh, it was magnificent. Yes.
I mean, we lost somebody, but I mean,
Oh yeah, that's great. First night in the swamp and we lose someone.
well,
Well,
I
don't worry,
personally,
guys.
We
It's only
lost
3 nights.
We don't know
I
if we lost you.
probably just decided to leave. You know, I'm not dwelling on such things. Who's got first watch?
me and Didi will take it first.
Okay, I'm going to tune myself into sleeping. I've set a spell up. It'll wake me up. You'll hear it. It's loud, dinging noise. And I'll see you in a few hours, and I'm gonna roll over and try to go to sleep.
Good night.
Yes, yes.
Okay. We'll handle that after. So you two roll perception checks, or one of you rolls perception with advantage.
How do you want to do this, Bubba?
I got a 2 on my perception. What do you got?
Same.
So just you can roll and I'll help you.
19.
I want to save my naturals.
All right. Uh, aside from what you would expect to hear in this swamp at night, which, as you'll recall, I know it's been some time, this is not exactly a comfortable place to sleep. The nocturnal wildlife in this swamp is unpleasant to hear as you're trying to sit in the dark. And I don't know that either one of you has dark vision.
I do have goggles of night.
You got goggles at night, that's right. So with your goggles, even with your goggles, you're looking out, you're not seeing anything, and that's putting you a little bit more at ease. DD, again, you're just without dark vision, it's really difficult to sit here.
I'll be nice and let him use them every now and then so I can work on my project.
Your project, okay.
My project.
It's coming along nicely. Almost done.
Sweet.
But aside from that, your watch is very uneventful.
Yeah, about that time, huh, Didi? Give my goggles back.
Okay.
Let's wake them up and we can rest it out the rest of the way. Let's go over there. Wake up, Lily.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna softly whisper into Carrick's ear.
Wake up.
Huh? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, hello, Dee Dee. Oh,
Okay.
hello, Dee
It's your watch.
My watch. It's so early. Doesn't feel like it's been but just 10 minutes. Are you sure? Doesn't feel like it's been but just 10 minutes. Are you sure?
Yes, it's been pretty weird out here.
Right. Now I'm gonna get up and stretch and say, get some sleep. I'll go sit by the campfire next to Dee Dee. What do you need, young girl?
Oh, see, um, mm, so I noticed that we both kind of enjoy the same things. Like I have this tiny spider, and she pulls out this like little mechanical spider, and she's like, it can make a web, and then it like vibrates at a very loud and high pitch when something comes in it. It's kind of like what you did. So I was just thinking, like maybe I destroy this and make something else that's really cool. Since you did it tonight.
Well, I mean, it's something I can do. I don't necessarily have to prepare myself. I just have to read it from a book, and you know, it's not terribly difficult. And I'm gonna open up my book and kind of show her my spells that I have written down.
Oh, I see. Because I have my journal here and have like little ideas that sound fun, and I make these little toys, and then they kind of do what they think they should. Does that make sense?
Interesting. So they're able to do magic, or they just create things.
Well, like the thing that you set up, I can make the spider do exactly the same thing,
Ah, so it's
but I
not
only know.
magic. It physically spins a web around the. It's interesting, and I'm gonna hold my hand out to hold the spider up. One of
Okay. She hands you the spider.
amazing. It's an opening of like 20 feet around. We could overlap these.
Oh goodness, what did it do?
And so like you could put your spider out, and he could he could go over in one area, and I could do another area, and then we could expand the size of our ability to watch.
Hmm.
That'd be wonderful. And I'll hand the spider back to her, the little mechanical spider. That's amazing. You're quite talented. I
I know.
know I do enjoy this, and I'll pull out the little weasel. I do enjoy my little weasel.
I know. You know, and really stand like Yulva. I made her something special for her brother, and then she just kind of left. And I really like Rosie. I don't know.
Well, I'm sure Rosie's fine. I mean, we can't do but so much, and we can only handle what's on our plate at any given time. And going above and beyond is not always feasible. So we have to stay focused on our current standing and make sure that we accomplish our goal. And if she's decided to leave us, then
But I
there's
think
not
I
much we
see
can.
her. Did you see him looking like at the tracks or whatever?
Ah, that horse is far too fast for that creature. I'm sure that he is long gone. He's probably salivating on the smell more than anything. I don't fear for the horse at that point. Rest assured, child. I believe that the horse is fine.
All right.
So as you're ending your statement, I want you both to roll perception checks, please.
I will assist her in her. I will assist her in her.
All right. So Lily, just on round of applause for our producer. Yay, producer. Anyway, so Lily, just barely at the edge of your perception, just almost you're not even certain that you heard it, but you feel like you did. You hear what sounds like a girl shrieking in the most blood-curdling fear. It's the embodiment of fear. It's not pain. It's just fear.
Carrick,
Yes, yes, child.
there's something.
Yes, child.
There's something. Imagine me screaming because something was chasing me. Imagine me screaming because something was chasing me.
Do I hear it? Do I hear it? Did I hear it as well, or
You stop and go silent as you're both listening, and then you as well, just barely on the edge of perception, you can hear this scream.
is it coming from the direction we came from, or the direction we're going?
It sounds like it's coming from the path that you're following is to the east. You came up a branch to the north, and it sounds like it's coming south from where this branch is. This branch of land.
But it's far away then.
It's just on the edge of your perception to be able to hear it.
Okay. I'm gonna open up my pouch and I'm gonna have my owl. I'm gonna tap him and say, "Come on, you beautiful bird!" And I'm gonna flip him out in the air, and I'm gonna say, "Go south!" And I'm going to go into a trance and see through his eyes as the bird starts shooting off to the south, looking for the what produced the sound.
It's like the moment from Jurassic Park. He left me. He left me. From Jurassic Park. He left me.
I'll put my hand out here and I'll say, "I'm here, child. Just wait. I'm looking." And I'll hold my hand out. I'll hold my hand out as if to hold her hand if she's there.
I think that's creepier than a scream.
So, with your owl operates obviously with advantage on hearing or sight for their perception checks.
Yeah.
It's limited to 120 feet of dark vision though, but its hearing is very good. So I would like you to do a perception check with advantage for your owl in the attempt to try to find where this is coming from.
Is his vision screwed up because he sees in two different directions? Like he's looking above him and below him?
Hey, my bird is beautiful. It's going off sound right now, so you leave my bird alone. Don't body shame my bird.
That was totally out of character.
Carrick has found a way to adapt with this bird where whenever he looks through its eyes, but closes one of them. So like he only sees in the straight forward eye, not the one that's going that way. But the hearing is great, and that's what's important right now because you're using hearing. So as you're following the perception of your bird, it's quite a distance away. I would say it's probably about 300 feet. Once you get within 120 feet of that, which I'm not doing math right now because fuck math, it's stupid. That's not true. Math is very important, but I'm really bad at it.
You
So
don't need math in life. Trust me.
because I'm bad at it, I think it's dumb. I'll just say that honestly. So as you get into a range of being able to see what it is that's guiding this, you see splashing in a small pond of water. It's just a small pond of water. It's very violent, just splashing, flailing about. And the closer you get, you can hear these blood curdling screams of fear.
Can I see what it is that's splashing in the water? I'm gonna. The bird is gonna keep going until I can see it.
Even though it has dark vision, it's a like I said, a violent flailing of limbs and splashing water. So it's impossible to really see exactly what's going on, but I can give you, let's say, like an insight check.
An insight. All right.
Yeah, just do like an insight as a general like gut feeling on this. And that's for you, not the bird.
Yeah.
You're perceiving it through the bird. You can't make out anything aside from what I've already mentioned.
I'm going to I will tell the owl to continue to hover around and get in a perch and stay. And then I'll come out and I'll say something is drowning. It appears something's drowning back there, and I'll point that direction. I I, I don't really know what it is, but whatever it is, it's scared. We should go help it. And I'm going to I'll stand up and I'm going to wake the others. Get up, get up.
I do want to note that it didn't sound like a creature, like as in like a wild creature. It sounded like with the scream, it's not
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay.
It sounded like something needing help that we should help. So yeah, I'm waking the others up and I'm going to say something needs help. It's drowning. There's a pond. I don't know, but get up. We got to go this way. And I'll begin to move that way and I'll look at Lily. Something's, it needs our help. And I'll try my best to rouse the others and tell them to get up.
Oh, it's already morning.
No, not yet. We'll sleep later, but something needs our help here.
Dark out here.
Yes, this way. Can't you hear it? Can't you hear it? Listen, listen.
Can we hear it?
He's drowning.
He's drowning?
There's a pond this way. Come on. There's something in the pond. It's flailing around. It sounds scared. It might be drowning. I don't know. But come on. And I'm gonna start moving that direction slowly. I'm not gonna run ahead.
I'm going to start booking it.
Well, all right then. Okay.
So you're like trying to run ahead of the party is what I'm taking. But
Someone's in danger.
okay. Carla, hurry, help me up. She's like trying to scramble up the turtle shell while he's waking up.
Then I'm going to get too far and realize I can't see.
No, you're gonna make a perception first with disadvantage. Because you made it the 20 feet. You're a quick mover, and you made it the 20 feet that you know is solid ground in front of you, and maybe the extra 10 to 15. And then you're immediately going to find yourself where you think you're going to place your foot. Instead, you fall directly into the marshy water of the swamp. And it is to go straight from land to where your feet can't touch the bottom of this marsh. So it is just like it's like the Acme cartoons where the Roadrunner is, the coyote's chasing the Roadrunner and then it goes off and it's like looks down, there's nothing. That's Dee Dee.
Cool, 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 cool.
Right, so let's see what the others are doing first before we go any farther with Dee Dee.
I'm gonna place my goggles of vision of night on and trying to adjust my eyes and laugh at Didi as he falls in the water and start walking at a very quick pace for me over there.
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and just kind of grab him by his collar and kind of pull up 10 pounds of pull to help him out of the marsh. Quit playing in the water, Dee. Something needs our help. Quit playing in the water.
I got excited. Thank you.
I'm gonna grab hold of a stick. Is there a branch? I'm gonna look for like a something I can light on fire. A stick.
I don't know. I just saw DM put a finger up.
Oh, there was a finger.
I just lost a leg. Fuck.
No, I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure that your AC is higher than that. Um, so your AC is higher than a 12, right?
Oh yes.
Okay. So you can feel as you're in this water, you can feel as something like it's kind of tendrily, a little viney maybe starts. You feel it starting to wrap its way around your leg, and then you kind of like you manage to it it expedites your personal ejection from this pool because you are I know phrasing and you
Good
manage
for
you you escape the pool before this thing seems to be able to find a good grasp around your leg, but it seems apparent that something was trying to get a hold of you within this pool.
There's something in that water.
But you shouldn't be in that water.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be looking in a direction that I don't know if I can see anyone, but I'm just gonna be looking in a direction and pointing
I'm
down.
Is there I'm gonna grab a stick that's nearby, and I'm going to use firebolt, like just a couple of casts on the end of it to light it up, so that it makes a makeshift torch.
I mean, you can set the stick on fire, and it'll operate as a makeshift torch to an extent.
Yeah, yeah, and I'll hand that to him, and I'll say, "Here, this will help some." But
Lily,
not
make me
much.
a perception check with advantage, please.
Good.
You as well, Carrick, because you heard this as well.
Okay.
Okay. You still hear the frantic screaming off in the distance.
Someone needs our help. Something that way.
It was about 300 feet away initially. I'm saying it's probably closer now to maybe 240 feet.
Okay. So I'm going to
We got something
motion
that
the
way, and then we got something here. Just just not.
that leave that in the water. Someone needs help this way, and I'm going to start to kind of walk that way, but look back at Dee Dee and at Krillock and motion them to come towards me and maybe get in front of me because I really don't want to like walk into something.
No, I'm gonna walk next to you.
I don't want to split us up, but I feel like I can make Krillock go faster, and Dee Dee's pretty fast, so maybe the two of them could get there before this thing drowns. But I don't know if we want to split up like that.
It's just that way. It's not far. It's right there. We're wasting time, and I'm just gonna start moving.
I'm on the turtle's shoulder, so I'm moving as I'm talking.
And I'm just estimating this at probably roughly a half speed of whatever the slowest person is. If you're all staying together, it's probably going to be, so it's 25 feet, I believe, at half speed. So that's going to be 17-ish. Not so, where did I get 17-ish from? Like 12 and a half-ish. I'm sorry. So it's like 12 and a half-ish feet per 6 seconds. Uh, does that, well, no, because if you're dashing, so you would be moving at normal feet, so about 25 feet per second, per 6 seconds. So we're looking at maybe, if you're just making your way straight there, we're looking at maybe 30 seconds to a minute later.
Mm-hmm.
Again, math is not my strong suit. So as you get within earshot and everyone can hear this fearful screaming, it sort of falls silent. Just as you're getting within like what would be the 60 foot of your dark vision. It
Okay.
just falls
I'm
dead silent.
I'm gonna connect straight away to the bird, and because the bird is watching this, and I'll stop and connect to the bird and look to see what do I see now in the pool that it was going
Do another perception check with advantage.
with the bird or with me.
With the bird. The bird.
With the bird or with me.
Get that 19 up there, boy. Get that 19 up there, boy.
Okay. So you reconnect with the bird. And so you're doing this as soon as it falls silent, right? So you're 60 feet away from the pool of water.
Yes.
Right. There's no splashing. You don't see anything. It's just still pool.
Okay. I will ask the owl what happened. Okay. I will ask the owl what happened.
All right. Hold on, because I need to check this. But I'm fairly certain that you have a connection with the owl, but I don't think it can communicate with you if it doesn't have a language. It can communicate with you, I think, through emotion or feeling, but I don't know that it can actually explain anything.
Oh, please tell me this cockeyed bird is gonna meme this.
I love it.
Meme this? Mime this? Mime this?
So stand by 1 second because I just want to double check this. You can communicate with it telepathically, but it knows no languages. So I don't know that it can communicate back with you. I think you can issue commands to it.
I mean, telepathically. I mean, it would be telepathy. It should be able to communicate. You know, I would. I mean, you. I would.
Understanding and speaking are kind of two different things. Understanding and speaking are kind of two different things.
Yeah, and that's kind of my thought process here. You can communicate with it telepathically, yes, but that just means that you can communicate to it telepathically.
I'm telepathically saying to it what happened, and it will telepathically tell me what. You tell me.
I think that's what you're saying. It doesn't talk, so it doesn't have. I mean, it chirps or what?
I don't think it can communicate to you. As it says that you can communicate to it telepathically, and it knows no languages, I would take that as you can issue commands to your owl, but it can't really speak back to you. It's kind of there so that you can tell it what to do at a distance, but it can't relay anything back to you unless
Okay.
you're looking through its eyes.
I'll disconnect with it then immediately once I realize it's not going to be helpful to me, and I'll say, whatever it was there is it's either under the water, it's gone. Hurry. I'll continue moving.
What do you mean it's under the water? I mean, over there, something try to grab me. We're just gonna go in the water? No, that doesn't seem like. Risk
I guess
for
die.
one is.
I mean, we're not. I'm not stopping. I'm continuing to walk. So I'm assuming that we're all continuing to walk. If not, then I'm moving along.
But I'm walking with you, but just talking out loud.
You're like, what out here would like pull things under the water, and I guess at this point we're about to get to where we're going.
Right.
There's all kinds of things.
Okay, so if
To be fair, this seems like a really bad idea.
if you're looking in the pool, I do want you to do a perception check.
I mean, I'm gonna be looking in that water as far as my little torch can do. So, perception, right?
Yes, please.
Baby,
Nice.
get that torch light.
Please.
Get the fire in the eye.
All right, so only the two of you are looking in the pool.
We're all there, I'm assuming.
Right. But I'm saying if you're looking in the pool, I need perception checks. That's why I'm just making sure. So it's just the two of you that are looking into this pool at this point.
I know I am. So.
Okay.
What?
I wasn't sure if you needed perception checks from all of us. That's how.
Oh yeah, it's about placement as well as anything else. So I just want to make sure that I'm seeing an accurate picture here.
If you killed me,
Lily's dead. All right, so. Okay. So Carrick, you have.
Yeah.
These things have it. This thing will have disadvantage because of yours and Dee Dee's perception checks. Okay. But as you're looking into the pool, suddenly an ancient red dragon. No.
Drops torch, walks away.
Drops torch. I got it. So so suddenly these sort of, it's a slimy green tinted. It's got like a buggy. Actually, you know what? Here, let me just do this. Boop. How does that look on the stream? Bam. All right, so this green creature with what looks to be two arms with sharp claws and webbed fingers, with its rows of sharp, like almost like needle pointed teeth, and its buggy eyes reaches up, and you can see as you see it right on the edge of your vision, and you think, oh gosh, maybe that's what it was that died, and then you notice that it's coming at you at a very high rate of speed through the water, and it breaks through the water, and you lunge backwards, and as you do, it lashes out with both of its claws. Or no, I'm sorry, it reaches out with its claws. So it would have disadvantage. Would a 15 hit?
For me?
Yes. And if you
Oh,
had
I'm
mage armor from
sure.
the day before, it would still be in effect at this point, I think. Because I think that's is it an 8-hour spell?
I never casted it. Never had a reason to. So that definitely that hits me.
Okay. Well, with that 15, it's going to emerge from the water. It's going to grasp you with that. You're going to take 6 slashing damage. And it's going to attempt to pull you into the water. But
Okay.
because it's got you grappled at this point. So it's not going to be able to move, but you are currently grappled. That being said, though, with its second attack, as its claws are firmly grasped around you, it will attempt to bite you.
Right. Do I get a is it going to get both attacks on me before I can get a spell off?
Can I get a reaction on that? Since I'm standing right next to him.
You can both get a reaction on this.
Like, can I react to?
I was saying that the disadvantage on the attack rolls was going to be more like of a reaction to it improving.
Hey, whatever you say, whatever you say. I mean,
But I didn't really. I could see the point in wanting a reaction on this as opposed to just spotting it coming.
Yeah, well, if I get a reaction, I'm casting Misty Step and I'm getting the hell away from it. I'm casting.
oh man,
So as soon as it hits me, I'm gonna be like poof, and I'm gonna jump back behind Krillon.
because I was gonna. Oh, okay, good thing. Because I was gonna kick it away from me. It'd been funny if you Misty stepped into where I kicked it.
No, I mean I'm gonna be back behind Krillok. I mean, if you're gonna kick, you can roll your kick first, and we'll see what happens. But if that thing is about to grab me and pull me in, I am deucing backwards.
I mean, there would be nothing that would keep you from casting Misty Step.
Misty Step, I am going to because it's a bonus action. What means a bonus? Oh, I can't cast it yet. It's a bonus action as a reaction.
The reaction to it, I would say probably not. You're reacting to this event. I would give you a reaction.
Okay, now I'll take it back. I'll take it back. Okay, now I'll take it back. And instead of that, then I will on its first hit on me, I will instantly cast Mage Armor instead. Which will increase me up to a 17 AC. 17 AC.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, honestly, though, if you cast a Mage Arm, you'd be able to cast Misty Step. So, if you want to cast Misty Step, we'll just go on ahead and play that through. What I was saying was like more of a reactionary spell, like Shield.
Yeah, I don't have shield. Yeah, I don't have shield.
That's okay. Well, let's just we'll go ahead. You rolled high on the perception. You saw it coming. I would say that you probably could have gotten a Misty Step off. So we'll just go ahead and Misty Step. That's okay.
Pull that back up and pull
You
that
wanted
back
to kick
down.
it. You wanted to kick it, Dee.
Yeah, I wanted to kick it.
Kick.
So, just unarmed, right? Or no, kicking? Yeah, okay. But yeah, you know what my attempt on the kick is.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well done.
Did I kick?
Well done.
Character.
No.
No, I'm gone.
In the process of trying to kick this thing as Carrick disappears from its grasp, though, you do slip into the water.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Back
Yeah.
where I go again.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Okay, let's do this.
Did I keep my torch out of the water, like when you fall in with your beer can? Did I do that number? Can I attempt that?
Do a dex save.
Oh shit! I just closed my game.
Well, that's not gonna help any at all.
And you're dead.
And you're dead.
And you're dead.
Shit. Okay. Oh, the music stopped for me. You said deck save?
Yes, please. Oh man, I gotta pull a token out for this. Hold on.
I lost my epic music.
You had epic music going?
I don't know. I had music in the electronic. Yeah, it's gone now, and I reconnected.
There was epic music?
I don't know.
Hell, I haven't heard any of this epic music.
Me either.
Then I have no idea what I just closed that had music playing right now, but it was like fitting the moment.
Oh well, damn. You had it too? Where are
I
y'all
can
getting
hear music. Yeah.
music from?
I can hear it.
I don't have music now.
I can hear it.
Has it been playing the whole time?
The whole time.
Holy cow. See, I'm not hearing any of that.
Yeah.
Your chi is not good.
It must not be. Where the hell is this coming from? See, I see Winterwoods and Elven Glade playing. That's it. I don't even have any fight music. Do I have fight music? I don't even have fight music because when Roll20 did
Blah,
it,
blah, blah, blah.
it's gone now.
Okay, what did you want me to roll?
A dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity. Oh, baby.
Okay. Yeah, you can keep your torch above water. In the murky, illuminated water in front of your face, you can see the Grindylow currently looking back at you. More confused than anything, as his small prey is now no longer there.
Oh, it wasn't out of the water?
Oh, it did. It jumped up and it grabbed him, and as it was trying to take him back into the water, he disappeared from its grasp.
Oh, shit.
Hot smoke, bitch. Hot smoke, bitch.
Oh, I did that wrong, didn't I?
I don't know what's going on with this. Why it's not showing names on some of these. Let me add.
Actually, I don't even know how to do that without a token.
Well, I put a token at the bottom. It's not great.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I got you added on here. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Just
I'll take that.
Well, you had the 18. You were no, that was a dex saving throw. Never mind.
No, you're right.
No, I'm not right. I'm not right. Thank you. Honestly, not that it's gonna matter too much, probably, until his friends show up.
What?
Krillhawk. So as you're standing there with your goggles of night on and you're looking kind of over, you were looking over the pool and you're looking down into it, and then suddenly this Grindylow, which you're somewhat familiar with, comes popping up out of the water, grabs a hold of Carrick, and as it's falling back into the water, Carrick just disappears out of its grasp. And
And I'm right back.
and you see Dee Dee take a kick at this thing, but he slips into the water, keeps his torch above water, and now Dee Dee and the Grindylow are basically like dropping into the water at the same time, and sort of like a face to face.
I'm immediately gonna grab Lily off my back and put her back over there by Carrot. Best, like, without taking my eyes off, and being as gentle and safe as possible, because that's big drop for her. I'm gonna get my great axe and see if I can actually get a swing off on this grinny log.
You can give her a shot. Man, even with the water resistance there, you managed to get a good hit in.
Whap. Holy shitball. Whap. Holy shitball.
I like that.
All right, so you get a good cleave into this thing, and it kind of gashes through right where like the clavicle's at, and Dee Dee, in front of you now, you're seeing like blood, like a great axe, blood, and like this thing is looking at you, and it just seems to be screaming underwater.
So my head's underwater.
Yeah, but your hand's out.
Okay. Okay. Hopefully I can hold my breath.
You're fine at the moment. Lily,
How big is this water?
the area of water, you don't see the end of it from where you're standing.
Okay, I am going to cast Fairy Fire. About 5 feet out. So it's a 20-foot cube, and it's 5 feet from the shore where we are. If that makes any sense.
So you're trying to do this in a fashion where you're going to catch the Grindy Low and at most DD, right?
What the fuck?
So
Or you-
it's going to be the Grindy Low, and then 20 feet behind him.
Okay, so you're going to miss DD altogether with this.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, sure. You can do that. So that's is that a deck save?
Yes.
Is that a deck save? All right. I already had that open. All right. Unfortunately, your spell does not seem to take effect.
Okay, but there's pink glitter in the rest of the pool.
Mhm. Yeah, no, your bath bomb went off. There's glitter everywhere in this bath water, but it doesn't seem to be like sticking to anything else.
So there's no fish, no nothing in there? Nothing living at all?
No.
Okay.
Wait, I'm in there. No, I'm not in it. Yeah, that's right.
She missed you on purpose.
Okay. And then she's just gonna step back 5 feet. So she's further away from the edge of this water.
Okay.
So when you say that there was nothing else living, meaning that what we thought we heard drowning in that pool, there's nothing else in there but that thing?
The only thing that is within the range of her spell that
Okay.
she is aware of is the Grindilo that made the save and is not affected by
But
the
it's that.
Okay.
So the only thing I can see too with my torchlight being in the water now is just that dude, right?
only thing that you see is that you are face to face with a Grindilo, yes.
Cool.
And in that moment where it looks at you and has this absolute like this scream of it's a mixture of rage and pain, and the next thing you know, Dee Dee, is that everything is just black in your vision as this thing ejects a massive amount of ink, and the 20-foot radius around it that is a large portion of like where the glitter was as well is just now heavily obscured with ink.
Oh, that means it got in my mouth.
It inked in your mouth. And as far as you
That's
know,
really-
Not the first time.
and Dee Dee, that's gonna bring us to you.
Okay. So, I'm going to attempt to. Can I actually try to nunchuck something in the water submerged? I don't. Is that possible? I don't think it's possible. To me, I don't think
Try to chuck some nuns in the water.
swinging wood in water. That just
I mean, I think you could take the nunchuck and probably hit it with it, and we'd still get the same effect. You wouldn't be able to swing it through the water like a nunchuck, but you could take it and, hit it with the blunt end of it.
Let's see what the dice say.
I'm sorry, can you say that one more time?
Seeing what the dice is, he rolled a 10.
It's you flail out, but you make no contact with anything.
Okay, then I'm gonna try to punch him. Oh shit! I got one hand. Okay, I'm going to. Wait, does that count as me attacking him? That I can get the fuck out, even though I miss. Does that still work that way?
I mean, you still have movement.
I know, but for attack of opportunity, right? That I. No, I have to hit him, right?
As far as you being able to move away from him,
Yeah, mobile. No, not mobile. Yeah, for me to move away without getting attack of opportunity on me. What is that called?
That's the mobile feat.
Disengage.
Is it mobile?
That is the mobile feat that allows you. If no, all you have to do is swing at it.
Okay, so I don't have to make contact.
Yeah, no, you just have to swing at it.
Okay, so I'm going to use whatever I got 40 movement. So whatever I need to use to get out of the water.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, I'd have to. I think it's halved, but I mean that's way more than enough.
Okay, so I use
You
20
can pull out of the water.
to get the fuck out of the water. And then I'm going to take another 10 feet back. And whoever I'm next to now will be like, what the hell? And that'll be my turn.
Carrot.
So the scream that I heard when it screamed, compared to the scream that we were hearing, that I heard through the owl, was it the same scream?
No, it was not the same scream.
So there's,
But there was
so
al-
in
it- like it was also underwater. Like its face was underwater. So it would be difficult to compare the two. But yeah, no.
so in my mind, I'm thinking that something is under the water that was a victim of this thing.
Make a. Well, I don't know that you would be able to even make a nature check on this. Yes, you would probably think that. Carrick would think that. Yes.
Okay. All right. So then I'm going to. I'm going to firebolt it.
All right. Make your
I'm gonna
attack
firebolt it.
advantage, please.
How does that work if you firebolt into water?
Magical fire is different, like
different.
normal fire.
Yep.
All right, you firebolt into the water. You're not really sure of the outcome at this point, but you do firebolt into the water.
So am I like covered in black ink?
As the ink
Winds your clothes.
water, it's not so much as like a covering in ink, but your clothes probably suffered.
That is a tragedy.
I'm gonna tell Krillik I have no clue what the hell that thing is, but that's not what I heard. I fear there's something in the water that maybe was a victim. Do you think we're too late?
I don't know.
What the hell are those things?
It's Grindy Low.
I don't like it.
Advantage you.
What?
Make a what?
Since Krillock is like actually make a nature with advantage since you're engaging in conversation about this thing. I don't want to like. Yeah, you're familiar with Grindylow, and you know that they like to lure creatures to the edge of water. Typically speaking, like smaller humanoids, and they like to take them and eat them.
I think this is what we were going to rescue.
So you
I
think we
could be
should
wrong. I could be wrong.
Does he communicate with a smaller? Does he tell us that it like smaller creatures?
I'll tell you everything that I know.
As soon as he says that, I'm gonna kind of pull back and get Lily kind of behind me and say, "Oh no, 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 no." I think we should just head back to camp. We can't afford to lose any of our own people. I don't know what that. This was a bad idea. I'm sorry that I brought us out here.
So we gonna disengage?
It's on Krillock's turn. You're swinging through the water again.
Yep.
Yeah. You pull out and you swing in, and there's just water.
I think it's gone.
Lily.
I hate the swamp. Can we please just get to the boat? I hate the swamp. Can we please just get to the
We
boat?
got like 2 more days. Maybe more.
Right, back to camp then.
Yep. I'm going back to sleep.
I feel like that thing may have tricked us. coming out here.
Okay.
And so right before we leave, I'm going to take one quick look, like an investigation look to see if there was any footprints around that wasn't ours. Can I do that?
Yeah, I would say you could do that.
I'm not getting close to the water because I am a smaller thing. So
Yeah, no, you're not. From where you're at, you're not seeing anything.
okay, all right, all right. I feel good about it. And then just as we go back, I'm just going to talk about how those are dastardly creatures trying to pull people in to try to. It's terrible.
I never said the swamps were going to be a safe place.
It's horrible.
See, there's that word again. What is it? Is it a hovel or hovel?
Horrible. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Horrible. Horrible. And I'll put my hand up and I'll kind of do a little motion, and the bird will fly back and land on my shoulder. Good bird. Good bird.
All right. Well, so as you continue your watch, as the other two attempt to go back to sleep, back in sort of the same direction, you could start hearing very similar screams to the ones that you heard before.
Nope. Not falling for that again.
You, both of you roll insights checks, please. Okay. All right. Carrick, listening to them now and paying close attention, you start to realize that these seem to be the same. Like it's two different creatures at this point. It's two different screams at this point, but they both seem to be the same scream, but on repeat. Not like that they are identical screams, but it seems like there's two creatures that are both doing unique screams on repeat. It is 100% exactly the same every time.
So it's a lure. In my mind, I'm thinking they do that to lure people in.
It would probably be a safe bet for a dwarf of your learned nature to say that it's very likely that these creatures revel more in the fear of their victims and the kill, and it's such a part of them that they can copy the final cries of their victims.
So they. Okay, gotcha. I would tell her don't pay that no mind. That's. I feel they are. I really feel like they're trying to just lure people in with that. They're vicious, vile creatures that they are. We're staying right here. And I will. I'm gonna tell her to do her spell, and I'm gonna point the direction that they're coming from. I'm gonna tell her to do her alarm spell that way, and I'll do mine this way, and we'll overlap them.
Okay, so she pulls out the spider, and the spider starts making the 20-foot radius within the 10 minutes of casting the ritual.
And I will do my 10 minutes the other direction, and we'll talk about how amazing her spider was.
No. She's gonna like pour some liquid into another liquid, and she's gonna make this weird little potion, and she's gonna go and stare at you while like really freaked out at these screams, and then she's gonna drink it, and she's gonna shrink down into a little field mouse and just kind of look up at you and squeak.
That's amazing.
An owl swoops in and no, I'm just kidding. An owl swoops in.
Bye.
All right.
I'll pick her up and I'll put her in my pocket. I'll pick her up and I'll put her in my pocket.
Let's hope there's nothing, no more encounters. With a fucking mouse now.
Yeah, she's in like my coat pocket right there.
after 10 minutes, the potion wears off and she erupts from your pocket unless she climbs out of there first.
I have no idea that it's going to happen. I'm just amazed by the fact that she's accomplishing these, what seems to me to be spells without being magical.
Right. So as the night draws to an end, and you can see that there's a faint bit of brightness that comes into that's creeping through the canopy of the trees. I do want each of you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Even those of us asleep.
Everyone.
Wait, what are we doing? What saving throw?
Wisdoms.
Oh man, I got plenty of that.
And you rolled a 10.
That's plenty. Okay. That's plenty. Okay.
All right. And so for Lily, Carrick, and Krillock, even though the events of the night were definitely not normal and definitely sort of struck you to a core of unease, you do manage to find yourself finding rest throughout the rest of the night. Unfortunately, Dee Dee, you're going to have to take 1 point of exhaustion, as it is impossible for you to rest easy for the remainder of the night, given the close call and the
Ruined my clothes.
the two swims that you took and the ruining of your fine garb. So I
Okay, so I gotta take 2
point
points.
of exhaustion.
1 point.
Yes.
Okay. My morning yoga better be good.
That morning yoga almost got you advantage on that, but it did. So we're gonna go ahead and call it there tonight because it is 11:55 by the Eastern Star. So we'll go ahead and call that a session tonight, and we'll pick back up with a wonderfully dreary morning in the swamp on next Tuesday. Next Tuesday at
Next
9
Tuesday.
p.m. Yeah, we're not doing Monday this next go round. We're gonna have to shift it to a Tuesday. So
Wait, this coming Tuesday or the following Tuesday?
no, not like
Not tomorrow.
but like Tuesday the 9th of
8 days. 8 days from now.
Tuesday the 9th of June.
Okay,
Picking up at this point.
cool.
So that was fun. Thank you all for being victims.
Ruining my goddamn clothes.
And thanks everyone that came out to watch, because it's a lot of fun, and it's fun to be back on stream again. And we look forward to doing this again for you next week.
8 days.
8 days. Don't worry, Ray. There should be a video on demand, maybe. Is there a video? Did we set up VODs? I don't know that we set up VODs.
I'm not sure you set that up.
I don't think I did. I don't think it's there.
What?
I'll,
What?
I'll never remember Zard's voice.
On Twitch, no matter what.
Does it?
Yeah, it automatically does it on Twitch.
Okay, well, that's good then. All right, well, thanks, everyone.